Muy buenas, gente, bienvenidos de nuevo al canal y a otro capítulo más del L.A. Noire. Vamos allá. Como veis, cada día le digo de un nombre distinto al juego, pero bueno. Así parece que estoy jugando a más juegos. Qué tonto soy, la Virgen. No sé. Cargando. Paseo por Aliens Fields. Vamos a mirar una cosita.
House fire. Bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Vale. Hola, que no he puesto el... Joder. Bueno, estaba mirando a ver. Creo que me quedan 8 casos. Más o menos. ¿Cuál era? A ver. Al caso. Incendios por fin resolvió 2 casos y esta es nuestra recompensa. Los 4 miembros de una familia muertos en un incendio en su caso de North Boulevard. No informe preliminar de Lynch y de los investigadores de los bomberos, por lo que podría ser un trágico accidente. Con lo que Vix y yo llevamos visto la semana pasada, buscaremos relaciones con el Fondo de Reconstrucción Residencial. Investiga el incendio. Venga. Pues ahora.
If you were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
¿Dónde vas?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
I want to make homicide. You know you made it.
Ahí voy.
I'm praying that those prints come through so I can nail that.
Can you drive to this one?
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget it.
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
One of the new housing developments, a couple of weeks from completion, burnt to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Incendio, 11:43. Joder. Bueno, esta vez se ve más de la casa que en las otras. Este es sal,
You
¿no?
guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Uf, ¿cómo estarán? Oh,
Do you have a name?
Morelli, Mike, we recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
fíjate cómo están, cómo les han puesto.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Nueva pista, cadáveres. Uf, es que fijaros cómo está. Dios.
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
Joder, chaval. Uf, qué salvajada les han hecho, pobrecillos. Aunque ya estuviesen muertos, da igual. Ahí hay otra pista. La foto, claro.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
Vale, no se puede mirar por detrás.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake.
Por su
This guy
error.
wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He's trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative
I'm
explanation?
sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Hola, a ver.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Vamos a mirar a ver si hay más pistas por aquí. Aquí hay algo. Un peine que no sirve para nada.
Doesn't look like anything.
Vale. Me arriesgaré a subir al piso de arriba. Una linterna.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
Hay cosas que pone que no sirven para caso, pero yo creo que una linterna. Esto seguro que no servirá.
Doesn't tell me anything.
¿Ves? Hace como una pelota. No sé. Ay. Vamos a bajar abajo, a ver. Sí, porque bajar para arriba lo veo un poco complicado. Fíjate, agua que hay aquí. ¡Boh! Ralph. El martillo seguro que no va a servir para nada. ¿Ves? Los alicates, que tampoco, acordaos que vimos ya unos alicates en una... Y tampoco... Esto será herramienta que tenga, parece como lugar del trabajo del dueño. Para hacer chapucillas en casa. Un aspirador. Yo creo que ya está. Muy bien. Y esto tiene pinta de ser las escaleras para el piso de arriba, que están destrozadas. Pues chaval. A ver.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
Ah, que no quiere detenerlo,
Remember
¿no?
the list?
Que se lo quiere
Travel
cargar.
agent.
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Colilla.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Es el paquete de tabacos que encontramos.
LAPD, can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Testigo de fuego de Morey.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Ver libreta. Cadáveres movidos, foto de familia, huellas de bota, colillas. Y si le acuso, vamos a acusarle.
You weren't asleep. You were standing over there by the fence watching the place burn down.
No,
I hope
eso
you
no
didn't
es lo
know
que
they
yo
were
quería.
inside.
As much as I didn't like that wop bastard, I hope you have evidence that proves I was looking at the fire. All a man
No.
can do is put in a prayer for the dead.
Es
That's
que
all I
claro,
gotta say about it.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morellis' home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
nada, he
They had
fallado las
anyone
dos.
working on the house
Joder.
recently? A maintenance man, a city inspector maybe.
I doubt it. Why would they bother with these old places, what with redevelopment coming up?
I'll have a patrolman come by and take your statement. Hopefully you'll be a little bit more cooperative with him.
Come on, kid. I'm doing my best here. You were talking about the competition, right? Catalina Island? I've got one of the flyers in the kitchen if you're interested.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Esto era lo que yo quería que pasara.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill
but-
or a flyer.
For what?
Construye un California mejor. Queremos comprarle hoy su antigua casa. Llame al 2800 Leas Monroe, promociones Elysian Fields. Nuevo implicado,
Elysian Fields
nuevo
Developments.
objetivo. Averigua la dirección. Nueva pista. Muy bien.
Oh, I see you already have one.
Es el mismo. No sé para qué lo muestran si es el mismo. Es que... Y tenemos que leerlo. Es que no entiendo cosas.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks.
This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Y podrían haber puesto los subtítulos mejor, la verdad. A ver, por aquí hay un teléfono. Vale, ya le veo.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe. He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Pues habrá que ir.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end.
No.
We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Venga, pues hala. Como conoces, tú sabes dónde es.
You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Espera, espera, que tenemos aquí más cosas. Ah, claro, joder, si es que no hemos investigado por aquí. El periódico. Habla de complejos residenciales, explosivos furiosos al ver sus casas.
How did you get my number, Ira?
At first I didn't understand you, but now I do.
I'd like you to come
Es
back
que es
to
la
the
historia,
clinic.
los periódicos es lo que es la historia esta del juego, creo.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Esto es el artífice de pego de todo, el cabrón, el hijo puta. La tecla.
Looks like the same model.
Barley, es que siempre. Es que yo estaba. Vamos. Hostia. Y si no es, sabe quién ha sido. A ver. ¿Qué pasa?
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's about all I got to say about
Yo creo que podemos darlo.
Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell's going on?
Yo creo, ¿no?
You're behind the wheel.
Eso es.
And where exactly are we going? Shame on Chep. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches. You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Otro incendio.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a
Smart
fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Hey.
Come back here. You're not getting off that easy. That's done it.
I'm gonna beat you
We're gonna
black
have to pass by these pink sacks.
I'm gonna bust you right in the mouth.
Toma.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Hombre, pues como siempre. Hola. Whoa, qué
We're
chapuza.
paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career. Let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Espérate, ya está acabado esto. Ah, pues sí. Coño, pues no vamos a buscar más. Venga, pues vamos a arruinar nuestras carreras. Que conste que lo has pedido tú, compañero. Y no intentes, no intentes. Estate quieto. Que voy yo primero.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Tan, tan, tan. Guardado. Ya.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
wonder...
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Qué tonta de los cojones.
You like a
Damos
cigar?
un tiro en la cabeza.
Drink, boy.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs! We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys.
Claro.
Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Es que es así. A ver. Cadáveres movidos. Eso no. Foto familiar. ¿Qué tiene? Huellas. Colillas. Viaje. Los folletos es lo único que tiene. Y es...
We found a family burnt
Vamos.
out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Concurso de viajes promocional.
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Two families are dead,
Lafayette.
Mr. Monroe. This isn't a question of criminal liability. We're looking at conspiracy to commit murder.
Do you know who you're talking to, son? You want to use incendiary language like that with me? I suggest you should leave immediately.
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new
Esta estaba
development
más
with one of
clara.
those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
A ver, ¿qué pruebas tengo de él? En el rancho, cemento deficiente.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Only
aquí
the
la has
best for
cagado.
our returning heroes.
La acabas de cagar.
Lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Que no, dice.
I'm no expert.
Ah, te
I
pillé.
think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
Ay, ay, ay.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think They'd vouch for the buildings without examining them. The arsonists. Do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills. You suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
Dame la lista.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
El Bradley, no, me suena. Pues no.
Herbert Chapman is on
Chapman,
this
sí,
list.
es verdad.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Your boss is a fine man.
What a skunk. Walking out on his wife like that?
The heck?
Pero no preguntes, ¿para
Operator,
qué?
message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Como eres policía tienes todo el derecho, ¿no? Pues no.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, ma'am.
Tengo tiempo de sobra, sí. Para tirar a por este.
I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it.
Qué bonito.
Give me your heart.
El local, digo.
And baby, I'll bill it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Envía al hijo puta ese.
Buy me a drink, Cole?
Encima.
No! Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
Is something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Un tiro en la cabeza te daba, hijo puta.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
So where do you want to go?
Estoy fumando. Venga, vamos al apartamento. Estos minutillos caben.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of problem.
take a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
El papel. Vamos.
Definitely gives him opportunity. Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Sí, está pillado. Y ese creo que es el tabaco, ¿no? Ah. 50 balas de para. Perforantes encima, son matapolicías esos.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Y anda por ahí.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops! Again!
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on
Joder.
Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the
La que está preparando el pavo.
streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to handle code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Es que no sé si podría adelantarle y dispararle.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down. Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him.
Vale.
Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. Keep it on the road, goddammit!
Esto es lo que no quería que pasara. ¿Los refuerzos no vienen? Joder, cómo están volando todos los coches, hijo.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer. Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got it. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole. like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? You'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Creo que este caso está acabado.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help Miss Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He is a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Eso sí. La casucha. Bueno, pues vamos a dejar el vídeo.
Mr. Kelso?
The sign on the door says, miss.
Bueno, gente, pues hasta aquí el vídeo de hoy. Espero que os esté gustando. El caso ha sido brutal, como todos. Y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Chao, chao.